What turns you into a champion? Is it every day, every hour, every minute of practice put into achieving greatness, to overcoming and hurdling every obstacle? Or is it the ability to start over again, to change trajectories? Sentinels Valorant, like most other teams in the scene, came from success built in different titles. But the creation from Riot Games led them down a new path, one that you could say was a risk, that others see as an opportunity to become the best all over again. Now that the Ignition series is over, it's clear that Sentinels stands head and shoulders above the pack. 2 major championship trophies, a 19-match winning streak, and a rivalry with one of the fiercest competitors in the scene, TSM.
2 teams that absolutely hate each other, and the fans love it.
I mean, someone had to put them in their place. You know, they're so disrespectful, and I'm just tired of it. And someone had to do it, so you got, you know, the old guys got to come in and take care of the children.
But our team wasn't viewed as the kings of NA that we are today. From the onset of competitive Valorant, it's a much windier road than that.
I vividly remember our first days of scrims, and I was thinking, holy shit, this is gonna be a lot of work.
Even when we had like Overwatch scrims, I would like just talk. I would just be thinking about Valorant the whole time. I don't know. So I definitely had the idea in mind already a little before, and when it did come out, I did try really hard to like be good and put myself out there as like a good player.
A non-stop grind, the sting of defeat, and a friendship between 5 players is what led the Sentinels to where they are now. This is the story of how we rose to the top of the Ignition series. When Sentinels Valorant was introduced to the world on April 28th, it took the rising competitive scene by storm. The core 4 of Sinatraa, ShahZam, Sick, and Zombs were leaving their respective titles to begin a new chapter in their careers. For ShahZam and Sick, the 2 teamed together in Counter-Strike for years, joining famed orgs such as Misfits and Complexity and competing at various events at DreamHack and E-League before making the switch and joining Sentinels. Zombs' history as a competitive player, first in Overwatch and then in Apex Legends for the Sentinels, led him to TwitchCon Gold and an X Games bronze medal. It was also Zombs who introduced the 2019 Overwatch League MVP, Sinatraa, to the world of Valorant. After playing ranked games together and against other top talent as a 4-man squad during the beta period, the Sentinels core was cemented.
Yeah, I don't know. In Overwatch, we kind of just had like our little group of friends that we like randomly started hanging out every day in Discord, and then for like years we'd all just play together on Overwatch all the time and just stack and just mess around, that kind of stuff.
The search for a 5th was not something that took very long. Dapr's emerging CS career immediately put him on ShahZam's radar.
Yeah, I told ShahZam, I was like, dude, I'm really serious about this. You guys need a 5th? Try me out. Like, I promise, like, it's fine. Like, you know me, I'm gonna be insane. And yeah, the only gripe they had with me is that maybe my attitude wouldn't be that good. But I promised them, you know, I squashed that, like it wasn't a big deal, and yeah, they trusted me, and the rest is history.
With an open invitation to join the team sealed, Dapr rounded out the Sentinels. The first Ignition Series event, the T1 Nerd Street Games Showdown, was the first notable event for the full 5. Sweeping their group, the Sentinels faced Immortals in round 1 where they would fall.
I think it was good to lose because we like realized that we weren't as good as we thought, so we had to like really go into the server and like think about more in depth like our default and how to hit a site and stuff like that. So we definitely like were more structured going into the next Ignition Series tournament.
Just a week later, we were invited to participate in the Cash App Gamers for Equality tournament held by 100 Thieves. It was the first taste of future glory.
Sick manages to pick off Finesse. It's all going to be down to Calypso. A Sheriff versus an Odin, but the Odin is going to reign supreme, and that is going to do it.
Despite losing the first match of group stage, we won 4 straight matches and took home the team's first tournament victory. A 3rd place finish at the Pulse Invitational set the stage for the 2nd installment of the Ignition Series, the Pax Arena Invitational. Starting the weekend in group play, we knocked off Renegades, Complexity, Cloud9, and Genji before facing TSM in the semifinals.
I'm going for Sentinels. I love TSM. They've been great to me. I love Wardell, all those guys. But I want to see the rise of Sentinels continue. I think these guys need a high-profile victory.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know, Puckett. Where are you going on this?
I'm on TSM today. I think they got over the hump yesterday. I think today they will definitely be coming in warmed up, and I think they're ready to go here on the attack.
A trip to the grand finals was on the line, with the loser going home empty-handed. It was here that the rivalry was born.
Survive. Here comes the push. 2 more players getting in its face. There's a second down. He can keep the spamming 100
as well. Playing a little bit of a new angle, post right on the boxes, swing comes out, a mistake being made, but the time is ticking, it's 4 HP.
Just waiting for a challenge. Peek me, bro. I got a Bulldog versus your pistol, and there's a 2-for-1 with a single burst, and he is gonna get picked. So Cutler with the Sheriff and all of TSM's dreams. That is gonna be it. Spike defused. Sentinels looking clean. They are dialed in, and they are headed as our first team to the grand finals of the Pax Arena Valorant Invitational.
The squad dominated. A straight sweep of the team that was the reigning Ignition Series champions meant that a new king of NA was going to be crowned.
I think that the tide has turned. Okay, we are now entering the new age where we are 3 months into Valorant, and the tide has completely changed.
The grand finals of the Pax Arena Invitational against Cloud9 started with both heavyweight fighters trading knockout blows in a best-of-5 series. We took game 1 in a nail-biting 13-11 finish on a scent that was coined the Sentinels, for good reason.
Most people coming into this would argue, yeah, this is the Sentinels map. It's a really good map for them. If they got the right side of the knife, they would have probably doubled up on it. They would have probably wanted this twice.
But the fight was far from over. A defeat on Haven drew the series even, with the two sides nearly inseparable.
We've got 75,000 plus people in the chat, and we're all hyped, man. We're all hyped.
In Game 3 on Bind, it was us who prevailed, taking an advantage in the series to a map where the Quintet was undefeated so far.
We are now in a game point situation for Sentinels, and we are headed into a very pivotal map. Once again, Sentinels up 2-1 over Cloud9.
If they manage Cloud9 to win on Split, somehow, some way, Sentinels will have to figure out what went wrong on Haven and try and win that.
We're headed to Split. It's Sentinels and Cloud9. A mother Viper is in play. Let's see it go down.
Starting on the preferred defensive side, we racked up 9 rounds heading into the half, trading out rounds effectively on offense. A final 1v3 clutch by the series leader, Sick, would etch the Sentinels' name into the record books.
Player's going to be located on the site. Sick now in a 1v1. Oh no! And Sick! I cannot believe it! Sick gets it, and your champions of Pax Arena are Sentinels.
Claiming one Ignition Series championship would already be a fitting end to this story, but this team had bigger aspirations, and as it turned out, the Pax Arena Invitational was just the beginning of winning ways.
After the win, I think we were obviously very happy, but I'm really big into the idea of like not getting too complacent about it. Like, so obviously like it motivated us, which is really good. Like I don't think anybody just decided like, oh, it's easy now for us, but which is really good. So yeah, I don't think we were like, I think we were motivated to like play a lot more for sure.
We just kept winning, going back to back after the Ignition Series Championship at the 30 Bomb Summer Cup, dropping only 2 games in the entire event, which saw the squad back on top. It was also a tune-up for the next obstacle for us to overcome in the Ignition Series, the FaZe Clan Invitational.
Sentinels and Envy, the first match on the docket, but can they overtake Sentinels?
I think Sentinels, like many people right now, is the best team in the business. I think they're playing Valorant, and they do their research too. I can't find a single point to complain about Sentinels. So I'm super hyped.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that too.
Breezing through the group stage all the way to the winners finals, we were riding a 19-match winning streak, with TSM standing in the way. The first map, Ascent, a map that historically favored us. But despite the Sentinels winning ways, TSM opened the match with a 13-9 win. Trying to even the series and force a deciding Game 3 on Haven, the two sides went back and forth, trading blows like heavyweights standing in a boxing ring.
I don't know what it is. That's just disgusting from Sinatraa. Oh, very close with that ult. Great flank though. Hayes doing the damage. TSM looking very dangerous, and indeed they'll close it down here for Sentinels. He could end it. He could force it to a third map if he's able to win this battle, this 1v1. Oh no, the juke from Drone is good, and we're going to another overtime, Sean.
Now they're gonna commit. He has no time. He has no time.
There we go. Equalized once again. Another overtime. So hard to get back in. It doesn't really look all that doable. Although, as I say that, Wardell and Cutler do find an opening a piece, but Sinatraa finishing things off Every time it feels like TSM are about to win, Sentinels just find that opening. This is going to be very difficult. There's a real chance that they could be stopped here before they make it to a plant. Sabrosa makes his way forward. There's a quick flashback. That could be absolutely massive here as Sabrosa plays around the corner with the box. Sinatraa jumping around. Finally, the trade comes through. They're off Sabrosa, and the smoke, the brim smoke on the garage position could just create something, but no, there it is. Finally, TSM edge it forwards. They clinch it. They've managed to defeat Sentinels.
It wasn't a big loss for us, you know. I'm not losing sleep over. I didn't lose sleep that night. I was like, whatever, dude.
The team was down, but not out. On Championship Sunday of the FaZe Clan Invitational, a quick tune-up victory against Immortals saw us back in the ring against TSM.
I mean, even Sentinels overnight reacting to what TSM did to them yesterday and changing things up and finding where those tendencies are. They are constantly having to just come up with new strategies overnight just to beat one another.
Opening on Haven, we overcame the sting of defeat in overtime to win 13-8, with TSM answering right back on split 13-11.
Think Sick is going to be prepared for here. The burst, and that is going to do it. TSM.
Another pair of maps split between the two sides on Ascent and Bind officially tied the series at 2 apiece. However, a 1 map advantage carried over from the winners bracket proved to be all the difference.
But they'll be back in here. They can heal. They will be fine. But it's a
Done.
1v3. Now it's
Done.
gonna be a 1v1. It's just
He ain't got it.
He
ain't got it. He ain't got it. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
TSM are your FaZe Valorant
Let's
Invitational
go.
champions.
With TSM taking home the championship and, in the eyes of many, reclaiming the top spot in NA. But on the calendar a few weeks away was the final Ignition Series event, a chance to go out on top and reclaim the throne in NA Valorant.
There's definitely a rivalry. I think that as a team, we've taken off way ahead of them when it comes to like consistency and just overall being a better team. But I'm not gonna lie, I like to see them lose and I like to see us win. So
set for the final weekend in August, the Pop Flash Valorant Invitational featured 8 of the top North American Valorant teams competing for a share of $50,000. Starting in Group B, we blew past the likes of Envy and Immortals to secure our spot in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the previous Ignition Series champion TSM struggled.
Remaining, but Sabrosa, he has 1 more remaining. Oh no! I can't believe it. TSM are out of Pop Flash. TSM are out and Dignitas move on to the playoffs.
In fact, they were unable to make it past group stage, while teams such as Cloud9 and Dignitas advanced along.
Dignitas getting the 2-1 victory over TSM, it's hard to believe, but you know, anything is believable this year.
While the rematch between Sentinels and TSM wasn't able to happen, the team was focused on the bigger picture, capturing another trophy. Dignitas, the team that eliminated TSM, was embarrassed by us. Almost as if the team had grabbed another gear, we secured a dominating 13-0 win on Split before closing the series out on Haven.
Things just aren't going right here for Dig, and Sentinels are hitting their shots on every fight. Zom comes in. Can he make this one count for the team? It's going to be a 2v1. Does Zom keep it alive? Bladestorm comes out and ShahZam finds the third 4K of this game. Sentinels take the win.
The next challenger, Cloud9.
But Sentinels, how do you stop this team, man? I don't know. That's why I go with Sentinels easily. I just don't really think they have an answer.
This is a tall order for Cloud9. They didn't look quite as impressive as they did in their earlier matches.
Yeah, I think it's really simple. I think it's Sentinels all the way.
And while Cloud9 was able to take the opening game on Split, it was us who would prevail on Bind and Haven.
They have no choice. They got to go into the site now. Oh, he's going to do the TENS play. What a big play there from Mitch. He gets 1 kill. He's looking for another. The flash, it connects. It's going to force him back. He's going to continue to dance around this here, but now it boils down to the final moments. Mitch, he just picked up 2 kills. Mitch in a 1v1, but he can't do it. And Sinatraa saves the game, and Sentinels moves on, but Cloud9 did not make that easy.
Clinching a spot in Sunday's final with a chance to win yet again.
We were definitely very confident we were going to make grand finals at least. We did think we were going to be playing like TSM in the grand finals for sure. And if not, Cloud9 at least, but there's too many weird upsets out here. I don't know what happened to those teams, honestly, but definitely did not expect Envy in the grand finals. I mean, I mean, it made it easier for us, I guess. Okay.
In grand finals of the Pop Flash Invitational, we were on a different level against the last challenger standing.
It's going to be an awesome series, a best of 5 between Sentinels and Envy. Envy, like Potter mentioned, with the momentum, that's no joke, but Sentinels with the results, with the talent, with the scary skill.
Starting on Haven, we racked up 8 straight rounds to open the first half, closing out the match 13-9.
Dapr setting up to make sure no one's dropping from Heaven. Out comes Mummy though, and he is going to make it count with the judge. Unfortunately though, everyone else is waiting on the site, and it will be a 13-9 finish as Sentinels strike first.
8 straight was pretty impressive, but on map 2, Bind, we ran up 11 straight rounds before Envy won a single round. Before halftime, the map was as good as over, with Bind going to us 13-7.
That will be the round that Sentinels need to take map 2.
And on map 3, Split, our best map statistically, the Brooms were getting ready to be broken out.
Well, this is it, guys. Do or die for Envy. They must get a win on map number 3 if they're going to have any chance of staying in this series. Let's send it over to the casters to see if they can do just that.
The perfect timing.
Okay.
Sinatraa gets himself to safety. Actually, the one-way is able to save him. That was huge from Dapr, actually allowing the reposition. You gotta be kidding me. Sentinel stays alive for Ben. Dapr still taking him down.
And Sentinels are just so good.
My jaw is down. And for one, no right click just yet. Mummy looking to get the darts back, but Dapr says no, and the trades come from Dapr and Zombs to make sure it is a Sentinel round.
Winning 7 straight rounds in the second half, a final 1v1 would end it all.
Be too quick to heal or res bucket.
That's annoying. Good luck.
Oh,
Resby down. Sinatraa with the rocket from up top. And here comes a counter rocket. Caboose trying to do it, but ShahZam shuts it down. 13-8. Sentinels are going to lock up the final NA Ignition Series event of the year.
We reached the top of the world yet again.
Out! No!
Let's fucking go.
I mean, it feels great. Like, definitely the winning moment is amazing. Everyone's just super hyped. And I think there's a lot of relief too, because it's like, thank God we won. Because if we lost, like, everyone would be talking so much shit about us. So it's like, thank God we won that.
I mean, I'll take it, but like, I expected some more competition, and I was really surprised.
So we finished on the top of the Ignition series. What's next? Well, it's time for First Strike. A Riot-led initiative is sweeping over the globe, with regional tournaments hosted for the chance to be crowned a king. We'll be ready for the next fight, the next battle, the next clutch moment, writing the next chapter of Valorant Esports. We are Sentinels, and we will always be your Ignition Series champions.